guys, happy Monday. I hope you're all having a great day so far. I'm going to apologize firstly that my videos have been very sporadic. I feel like when I started this channel, I was like bam, 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 and I was uploading so well. I had such a good schedule going. Then I just kind of got into a funk. The past week just has not been great for me, let's put it that way. But I woke up early this morning. I went out for a really nice walk. It was absolutely beautiful. I'm actually going to insert some of the pictures I took on my walk here because I feel like everyone deserves to see them. I'm just feeling a little bit more positive. So I'm grasping these strands of positivity while I can because life is weird right now. I was supposed to be back in Brisbane. I'm still in Adelaide. I'm in a different location today as well. So I'm like feeling the new vibes. I'm sat on the floor of my mum's bedroom, but can we appreciate how like bright and sunny and nice it is in here? You can tell that I'm doing this caffeinated because I am already rambling and speaking at a million miles an hour. I do this thing and I don't know if anyone else does it. From what I've heard, I think I'm an outlier, but basically when it comes to YouTube videos and podcasts, I always listen to them in 1.25 speed. I think it's because my brain just goes at like a million miles an hour. And now when I listen to things in normal speed, I'm like, this is really slow. Anyone else that does this, I have done a favor for you in making sure I've drank coffee before I do this video so that you don't have to speed it up. I'm just so kind like that. Anyway, let's get into the crux of the video. I did that typical thing of when I'm looking for inspiration of what to film. I'm out of ideas. I'm like, let's do a Q&A. Let's take to the people. And you know what? You guys delivered. There are some really good questions. So I sent a little Instagram question box out yesterday just saying, you know, ask me anything guys. I'm gonna film a YouTube Q&A. I got quite a few responses. Sorry, I'm gonna be looking at my phone fairly often during this video. My favorite question was, hello there, you win an iPhone 11, reply to claim. So that's exciting. I'm gonna reply to that later to get my iPhone 11. This is just an iPhone 10, so I can't wait for the upgrade. There was a lot of spam. All right, I got a message from an F45 in California saying, really love your posts. Can you fill me in on some of your favorite workouts? And like, look, that sounds like such a good, genuine question, right? But then when I see that it's literally being asked by an F45 in California, Encinitas? Encinitas Central. I don't know, but basically it's an F45 in California. So when I'm getting it from them, I'm like, do you really care what my favorite workouts are? Are you really gonna watch the video? I don't think so. Anyway, the actual proper questions I did get were good, a little juicy, and stuff that I kind of really want to talk about. First question, would you ever move back to London? No, absolutely not. For those of you that don't really know my story, I'm not going to delve into it here because it'll take too long. I moved to London in December 2018. While I don't live with regrets and it's not something that I ever want to do, I never want to regret any of the decisions that I've made, and for the most part I don't. I regret moving to London. It was something that I did very spur of the moment. I felt very trapped in the circumstance that I was in Brighton. I love Brighton and that will always feel like a part of me, but in the situation that I was in, I felt trapped. When I feel trapped, the only thing that makes sense in my rational brain is to just remove myself from the situation. So I was like, I'll move to London. There's plenty of opportunities there, right? And so I didn't really do my research. I ended up in East London, which isn't the safest part. Honestly, between not feeling very safe in my environment and being in London, which is quite gloomy place, and I feel like a lot of people will agree with that. I mean, if you're spending more time in like Kensington and those nice areas, it's a bit different. But where I was, it was very gloomy, and I was finding there were a lot of smokers, a lot of people on drugs and drinking, and that's just not conducive to how I live my life. Like, I love to be up early and be in the sunshine. So there was that aspect. The wages were ridiculous. So I was working as a barista at one point, and I was getting the equivalent to about 14 Australian dollars an hour. For the same job over here, I get $26 an hour. So it's chalk and cheese, you know what I mean? Not only that, but the cost of living in London is so expensive that every week, even though I was working so much, I was having to eat away at my savings, like just for transport. I remember in February last year, I had this card that a lot of Londoners use. And instead of an Oyster card, I had a Monzo card, which is like kind of just like a savings card. It showed me that in February on transport alone, just getting the tube to work and back, I spent £200, which for my Australian viewers, that's like $350. just on transport, just in February. All of these things completely put me off. Even if I were to go back to the UK to visit, to live, whatever, I would not want to go to London all that much. Like if I did go to London, it'd probably just be for Whole Foods. Like, let's be honest here. I've done everything else in London and I'm happy to shut that door. Wow, do you believe in Armageddon / resurrection on Earth in the future? Forgive my ignorance, but I don't actually know what Armageddon is, so I'm going to ignore that aspect. Wow, I have an itchy foot. And just look at the resurrection part. I'm mixed, okay? And I'm gonna say something that's gonna ruffle a lot of feathers. I'm not an organ donor. I don't know if I should be saying this out loud on the internet, but I'm not an organ donor because I believe that if there is an afterlife, I want to be whole in my body and I want to pass with all my bits in me. I kind of believe that if I am whole, there is more of a chance of me having an afterlife. I don't know if I sound like really crazy saying this. I want to believe that something else does happen after we pass. At the end of the day, I'm never going to know. I do find it interesting that I feel very connected to certain times in history and certain places. I feel extremely connected to Asian culture. I feel very connected to the Middle Ages. And so little things like that, I'm like, is that because I had a past life in one of those? You know what I mean? I'd like to believe in something after I pass, but as I get older, I feel that I'm becoming a little bit more of a realist. You probably just pass. Although, I used to say when I was younger that if there was a God, I like to believe that that God would recycle. So instead of making a new human all the time, why not just recycle the humans that have already lived? Do you know what I mean? That makes sense to me. If you went back to uni, what would you study? I love this question. I have a degree in health and medical sciences, like a major in exercise science. Before I did that, I did about 2 years of a media journalism degree. So if I went back to uni, I think I would pursue journalism again, but this time I would go to a university that kind of specialized in that a little bit more and was a bit hands-on. The problem was the university that I went to, it just didn't specialize in journalism, and so the course was a bit dated, it was a bit rubbish. I had to do a lot of politics, which I don't really enjoy. I'm more so better at writing and speaking and producing rather than Photoshop. I'm terrible at Photoshop, and that's one of the other reasons that I've left the media course as well, because it was just a lot of Photoshop stuff that I didn't like. What makes you angry? Oh, okay. I've never thought about this. It depends, because I feel like there's anger scales. People never suspect this of me because I'm a very chill person. Like, I don't get angry very often, and I think people that see me in real life and my friends will reiterate that I'm very chill, which is weird because I'm also highly strong and highly anxious, but I'm very chill. I get mad road rage. Like mad road rage. If you want to see a tiny little person get angry, get me behind the wheel. But it's like the type of road rage that I really enjoy, because I'll just drive and I'll just be yelling about how incompetent everyone is. I like to think of myself as a very efficient driver. That sometimes means it can seem a little bit reckless to other people. It's not reckless, and I'd like to say that in all of my 7 years of driving, I have not been in an accident, touch wood. I've not been in an accident, I've not had any near misses, anything. Like I'm actually a very good driver, but I do get very mad road rage. Like if it's 60 kilometers an hour and you are driving at 30 kilometers an hour, that is unacceptable. I have places to be. And even when I don't have places to be, I have places to be. You know what I mean? And I found that in Brisbane, and I also find it on weekends. People just, they drive like they have nowhere to be. Why did the coronavirus app just give me a notification? I would say the time I get most angry is behind the wheel. Amy from the future here. So I thought of another thing. Dog barking. Incessant dog barking for ages makes me so angry. I can't describe it. And look, I know that makes me a bad person. I know that. But if a dog is in a garden and it's barking and barking and barking, let me tell you, I get ragey. What is your plan to get your period back? I haven't really got a plan. I probably should, but I recognize that currently my life is not in a state where it's conducive to get my period back. Look, if it does come back, that's fantastic. With everything that's currently going on in my personal life, my stress levels are extremely high a lot. Having a cycle is largely based on my stress levels, not so much on what I'm eating, when I'm eating, how I'm eating, or how I'm exercising. It's actually just got a huge amount to do with my stress levels. And right now, my stress levels are through the roof, so that can't be a priority. I'm always speaking about priorities. Oh my god, is this even filming? No, I'm uncomfortable. Life is a matter of different seasons. At certain points, we need to prioritize different things. And so I just need to remain aware of the fact that right now, that just can't be a priority. And maybe that's foolish of me because I know that not having a period period does have consequences. I get a lot of mood swings, my skin is very dry, I have osteopenia, which is a precursor to osteoporosis. I have no sex drive, which isn't important to me right now because I haven't got a partner, but all of those important aspects that having a good functioning hormonal system provide, I am not getting. I'm also like, you know what, I don't think about it, it's not an issue. Again, problematic. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh no, these questions make me shiver. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Job, life, relationship, etc. Just because of everything that's happened to me in my life, I literally live like a day-to-day kind of life. I really struggle to see in the future. I struggle to see 1 month from now. I literally don't know what my life is going to look like 1 month from now. I'm going to be 25. 25 in a month. Yuck. I'm not celebrating my birthday this year, just an FYI. It would be 2025. I would be nearly 30. Good God, I would hope that by then I am in a long-term stable relationship. I love love, guys. I love love. I'm not here for casual dating or just seeing people. And I think that's why I haven't really dated much over the past few years, because I'm someone that if I'm going to date or if I'm going to see someone, that's gonna be like my human. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to waste time. I'm not here to like go on dinners out with all these guys. Like, no thank you. I'd rather be at home eating my chicken and rice. But I love love. And I love the stability of having a significant other. I love being able to share memories with someone, something I miss a lot. So I really hope that in 5 years' time, I'm in a happy, stable relationship. Kids, no, not in 5 years. Maybe like 7 to 10 years, yes. 5 years, I am not ready for children. I would drop a baby. Job, good God, I legitimately don't know. And that's so scary. Like, I have no idea. I can't even answer that of what I want to do or what I like to do because I don't know, and that's so scary. I'd like to say that I'd like to be running my own business. Can I do that in the next 5 years? I don't really know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I have enough experience for that. Like, it's not even the fact that I don't think I'll be able to do it. It's the fact that I want, before I go and do something like run my own business, I want to make sure I have the experience behind me to be able to do that. Like, I don't know where I'll be living. I have a feeling not Australia. Yeah, I don't think I'll be in Australia in 5 years' time. Maybe somewhere in Europe. We'll see, hey? Maybe I'll still be on YouTube in 5 years' time and I can look back and go, yeah. What's your opinion on online dating during normal life and not quarantine? I've dabbled in the online dating world and I think a lot of us can say that. It is not for me. So this is the comparison I make, right? So I've had a lot of jobs. I'm 24 now. I started working when I was 14. Through this time, I have just worked so many jobs. I have never once got a job based on my resume. In this world, I feel like that's quite bizarre. It's always been me going and chatting to the owner, having a conversation, or someone knows me and then tells someone. I haven't had to ever rely on a resume, even though like I've got a pretty good resume. I have just always been able to get jobs based on who I am as a person. I kind of see online dating the same as that. You're seeing someone's resume and of course they're going to show the best bits. You know what I mean? I don't want to see everyone's best bits. I want to see every aspect of them. I think it is good in a sense that obviously like it's a good place to initially meet someone. I think a lot of people that use dating apps, they will speak quite freely to someone on the app or then go onto like Facebook Messenger or Instagram and just be chatting and chatting. And then you might not even see them in real life. Whereas I'm just like, let's go meet up in real life, see what happens. I'm very aware that I am mostly presented online as someone in the fitness industry. And then people see me and my profile and they assume that I'm just one of those fitness girls. They see me more so as a body rather than a human, and that's been my mistake with a few guys that I've been with in the past. And then when people find out that I have a personality and that I'm not just a typical girl that gets her eyelashes done and wears makeup and all that sort of stuff. I'm watching this back and I sound like such a bitch. Like, I don't mean that there's anything wrong with getting eyelash extensions or wearing makeup or any of that. It's just not my scene. Is there anything wrong with people that want to do all that? Absolutely not. Like, look, don't get me wrong, there are some people that take it to the extreme and it's a way to mask up the fact that they're not comfortable with who they are as a person. I sounded so awful. I am sorry. If I really want a true relationship, I don't think that I would go and use a dating app to find that. When I think about my ideal partner, it's the type of guy that isn't on a dating app. You know what I mean? He's so busy out there, like living his life. He's ambitious, he's working, catching up with his mates, playing footy, whatever. He's so busy doing all of that stuff. Maybe he's got a dog that he hasn't got time for dating apps, or he's just like, whatever, like I'm not interested. And then I just happen to like land into his life and be like, and then it goes from there. That's my ideal situation here. Do you ever just want to eat a donut? I only see you eating healthy food. Oof, I'm gonna sit my teeth. I think I do a pretty good job at posting everything I eat and saying that I eat a very balanced diet. I have always taken the 80-20 approach. Sometimes it's more 70-30. Sometimes it's more 60-40. I don't eat clean. Yes, I post a lot of healthy meals, but I think that's because healthy food is more beautiful. I'm more so going to post my amazing salad bowl over like the LCM bar I ate yesterday, because that's not colorful. That's not beautiful. No one wants to see my half-eaten LCM bar, you know what I mean? It was good. It was really good, but no one wants to see that. And so I think I can say for a lot of people that also do the whole social media thing, you just show the beautiful bits. In terms of me and myself, I show a lot of my ugly bits, but in terms of my food, that made no sense. I'm just saying here, when it comes to food, I like to show the beautiful bits because beautiful food makes me happy. The issue is here that comes into play is that I do have quite severe IBS. There are a lot of foods that I can't eat, or if I do eat them, I'm in a lot of pain afterwards. You'll never see me eating donuts. One, because I don't like donuts that much. I think, okay, unpopular opinion here, don't shoot me, I think they're seriously overrated. I'm a girl of simple needs. I'm a fussy eater too. Like, I can't help it. I love cinnamon sugar donuts. The ones you get in Woolworths in the 12 pack, absolutely divine. A donut time donut with like a million toppings and like, nah, it just does not appeal to me whatsoever. But get me some cinnamon donuts and yes please, I am a happy camper. I can't really have fried foods or foods that have a lot of oils in them. I can't describe to you the pain it has in my stomach, which this is the woe of my life. I love hot chips. Grilled hot chips specifically, they've got that like herb seasoning on them. They're very, very great. But more than about 4 or 5 and I am in agony. And it's just like, it's not worth it because I'm gonna enjoy them for the 5-10 minutes I'm eating them and then I'm in pain for 2 to 3 days. Also, like I said, I'm just kind of a fussy eater, and so I don't know, like there are just things that I don't like. And I think as well, like being totally honest, because I grew up having a bit of a disordered relationship with food, even though I think I've moved quite a bit beyond that, it means that I never regularly ate things like pizza or chocolate bars or donuts or cake or any of that. I don't crave it because I never really crave anything, to be honest, except rice. I always want rice. I don't really crave it because it's never really been a big part of my life. Also, I love the food that I eat and I love colorful food. I weirdly love fruit and vegetables, and that's not even like a disordered part of me saying. I like the way that I cook them. I like the seasonings that I use. Oh, I think I just dislocated my shoulder. I just really like the things that I eat, and this isn't me like justifying the way that I eat. It's really hard to explain, but I eat cereal every day, and I'm not talking about gluten-free rice bubbles. I eat Nutri-Grain every day. I was eating Cocoa Pops the other day. Like I said, I was eating LCMs. I have chocolate at least 3 times a day. Okay, this video is becoming long. Do you believe in astrology, the supernatural, and soulmates? Astrology, yes. I believe in astrology in a sense that I definitely think we all have our star signs because I am a Gemini. And let me tell you, I am a Gemini. I don't really believe in things like daily horoscopes. I don't religiously look at my daily horoscope. And if I do, I take it with a pinch of salt because really it could be applicable for a lot of people. When I see like bigger astrology things or like very specific things from reputable sources and not just some weird post on Instagram, I definitely believe in it. And I've been using the CoStar app that everyone seems to be on about lately. You know what? It is pretty accurate, I feel personally. I haven't looked at mine today, so let's do it together. Oh. Your body is like a curious child in the nursery. I don't know how to interpret that. You're ready to find your center. It's in your best interest to breathe and go inward. I do not like this. Your work this month is to be less interesting. Sorry, what? Your freaky wildcard self is yearning to come to the forefront. Let it shock and amaze you. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, let's move on. I don't believe in ghosts or anything, right? But I believe in intuition, which sometimes I think people can interpret for the supernatural. I am an extremely I'm an extremely intuitive person, and sometimes I joke that I have a sixth sense. My family and friends will reaffirm this to you. Weird things happen in my life all of the time, which I am so used to now that I forget it's not normal. I will often feel things and be confused. I'm feeling something and then find out later that something was going on during that time. For instance, I had my first ever panic attack when I was about 12 years old, and it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remember waking up and I went to my parents and I said, something is wrong, something is happening, and I was freaking out. They're like, Amy, go back to bed. You probably just had a bad dream or something. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, something bad is happening. And then I went back to sleep, whatever. We found out the next day that at that exact time, my granddad had called an ambulance to the house because he was essentially nearly dying from whooping cough. Then he had to go to hospital and luckily he lived. That was the first time that I was aware that I was like, I think there's something about me. I know that that could have just been a coincidence. The day before that, he had picked some roses from his garden for me and he was in hospital for 2 weeks. Those roses stayed alive for the full 2 weeks and only when he left hospital did they then start to die. One thing that I love is that I can manifest songs. If I'm like, oh my God, I really want to listen to that song and I think about it a lot and then I turn on the radio or something, it's usually on the radio. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. Like that's become a weird little thing that I always do. I can't think of any specific examples right now, but I'll have to try and think of more because I'm telling you, this sort of stuff happens to me on a daily basis to the point where I'm just used to it. My grandma is a lot the same. So we think we have some sort of, you know, witchetty line in the family or something, which is kind of cool. Oh, and last one, soulmates. Look, no, I'm just gonna come out there and say it. I don't believe in soulmates at all. I believe in yourself being your soulmate. I am my soulmate. Workout routine for the week. Wake up, decide if I feel like working out. I like working out. I like being outside and I like getting to listen to music and do a bit of dancing and lifting things. So I decide what I'm gonna do that day, how I'm gonna do it, and then I go do it. That's honestly my workout routine right now. What a troll. One of my friends said goji berry protein. That's not a question. Have you ever hiked before? If so, where? I don't know what people mean by hike. Do they mean like a long walk or do they mean I've got like a camelback backpack with those like stick things and I'm going up a mountain and I'm like and then I have to stop at the top to eat sandwiches and coffee? Is that what they mean? Or do they mean just go for long walks? In Brisbane, I did do a few walks. So I've walked Mount Coota a few times. Coota? And I've done a few other walks in Brisbane. I can't remember the names of them. In Adelaide, I've done a few. Anstey Hill, Moriata Falls. In the UK, I did a few. Can't remember what they're called. So yeah, if you want specific details, then I guess just message me. What makes you laugh the most? I know this sounds really cold-hearted of me, but I'm not a big laugher. I'm not someone that like really laughs out loud like a lot. Like if I find something funny, I'll often like snicker in my own head. I think mostly because I spend a lot of time on my own. Kind of weird if you're like sitting there and go, ha ha ha. Nah, it's not for me. I hate internet videos that are supposed to be funny. Like you're scrolling on your Facebook feed and someone posts this like fail video or like animal video or kid video. I hate them so much. They do not make me laugh. They make me angry because I just hate them. I don't know why. I just find them annoying. Like I don't know if I'm the only one. It's annoying. It's not funny. Get it off my feed. I'm a cold-hearted person. You're gonna start realizing this sooner or later. I love when people talk about real life things in a funny way and you're just like, oh my God, yes. I love sarcasm as well. I love really satirical things and I think things that you probably shouldn't find funny make me laugh. I've got a very dark sense of humor. People think I'm like this golden girl, but I'm not. There are a few saying I've won an iPhone 11. Can't wait for that. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, this is so boring, but so wonderful. If you've ever had, it's a Malaysian dish called Hainanese chicken rice. If you've ever had that, then you know. It looks like the most basic thing ever. Literally chicken, rice, some green vegetables if you're lucky. It just tastes like home. Okay, last question. If you had money to start a business or another business, what would you want to start? If I had all the money in the world, this is exactly what I would do. And this is really random, but it's what I would do. I would move to Singapore and I would open up my own cafe that's like Australian themed. So it would have really good coffee. It would have acai bowls. It would have avocado on toast. All of the traditionally epic Australian millennial things in this cafe. It would have like plants inside. It might have, this is like long-term plan. It might have like a little gym on the side or something, some sort of studio. And I would just be head honcho. You know, I'm like, this is my cafe. You can have your acai bowl, you can have your nice little flat white, and then you can go to a fitness class or a little meditation. That would be the dream. It's not gonna happen unless I win the lottery, and also it's really hard to start a business in Singapore if you're not a citizen there. I could potentially marry a Singaporean man. I would absolutely love that because I feel like that utilizes my long history in the hospitality industry, my love of coffee and being a barista for a long time, my love of creating foods, so my protein balls, my cookies. It would be a bit of me. You know what I mean? It would be a bit of me, and then I could have the fitness component in there as well. I like to think about that sometimes to get myself to sleep at night. I'm gonna wrap this video up here, otherwise I'm literally gonna be editing for the next 3 days, and I kind of want to get this video up today. I hope you have enjoyed this little Q&A. It did get quite juicy, and it did get quite interesting, I think. But if you have any other questions for me that I didn't cover, or if you want me to expand on something that I did touch on in here, leave me a comment down below. As always, follow me on Instagram because that is where all the fun stuff happens. Feels good to feel good today, and I must say that when you do have these sparks of positivity if you are currently also going through a bit of a tough time. Embrace them, bottle them, hold on to them, because inevitably you will feel shit again. That's the truth of it. So when you feel good, just make sure to have gratitude for that. And I am grateful. I'm really, really grateful that I've woken up today with a positive spirit. I will see you guys in my next video. If you have video suggestions, please leave them down below, because I am sure I'm not alone in saying right now that I feel very uncreative. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a lovely rest of the day. Mwah.